The military of Myanmar is unleashing a wave of brutality against civilians. A recent United Nations report highlights a surge in killings and arrests aimed at silencing opposition, with tens of thousands detained.
Just came around to say hello. I'm so fly. You took a nosedive. Careful when you play on my level. For you it's so. Hey, hello.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra. Flip the script.
Hello, Moto.
Since the coup in February 2021, which forcibly removed the democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi, the military has intensified its efforts to quell dissent. This has resulted in over 5,350 civilian deaths, reflecting a staggering 50% increase in fatalities over the past year. The coup ignited nationwide protests that the military met with overwhelming force. Initially driven by calls for democracy, these protests have evolved into a broader armed resistance, prompting the military to introduce conscription measures in a desperate bid to replenish its ranks. According to UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk, between April 2023 and June 2024, approximately 2,414 civilians were killed, many from airstrikes and artillery bombardments. The report's findings, based on remote interviews with victims and witnesses, underscore the urgent need for global attention as international investigators remain barred from entering Myanmar. James Rodeheaver, head of the UN Rights Office's Myanmar team, expressed grave concern, stating, "Myanmar is plumbing the depths of the human rights abyss." He emphasized that the military has manipulated the legal system to criminalize dissent, exacerbating the crisis and instilling fear among the population. The report also reveals that nearly 27,400 individuals have been arrested since the coup, with many believed to be detained in military training centers. Alarmingly, some of these detainees include children taken from their families as punishment for political opposition, highlighting the military's blatant disregard for human rights. Conditions for detainees are dire, with at least 1,853 reported deaths in custody, including 88 children. Many of these fatalities stem from abusive interrogations and inadequate health care. Survivors have described horrific treatment, including physical abuse and extreme forms of torture. The Assistance Association for Political Prisoners has confirmed at least 5,665 civilian deaths since the coup, with an additional 2,500 cases still undergoing verification. This stark reality underscores the need for accountability as the military remains silent in the face of these allegations. In response to these violations, Turk has called for the situation in Myanmar to be referred to the International Criminal Court. The country is already under investigation for genocide related to the brutal crackdown on the Rohingya minority in 2017, illustrating a troubling pattern of systemic violence. As Myanmar grapples with a deepening humanitarian crisis, the international community faces critical questions about how to respond to the military's ongoing atrocities. Calls for accountability grow louder, emphasizing the need for collective action to alleviate the suffering of a nation besieged by conflict.